Okay, this is Gimp, and what we're going to look at is how to create a wormhole effect using Gimp. This is very similar to the tutorial for paint.net. It's actually, I just sort of copied it and found the same tools here. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get our canvas at the background. So I'm just going to create a file. I'm going to go to New, create a new image. This is, we're just going to make it a little bit more square. So there it is there. Now I have it at black, and I would like that to be, or white, and I would like it to be black. So I've clicked here, and then adjusted my color, and this one too. I might be doing extra steps. Okay, so I'm going to go right click, edit. I'm going to fill with the background color. So now I have black as my background. That's exactly what I need. Now I'm going to add a layer. So over here on my layer is my layer window. I'm going to add another layer. This is all, we're just leaving this as fine. So here's my layer. And now I'm going to go back over here to the paintbrush. My paintbrush is the size. I can make it different sizes, but what I do want to do is change my color. So I'm going to make it red. And all I need to do is just scribble. Scribble all over my screen. Then I'm going to change my color. Maybe add a little bit of blue. And I'm thinking maybe some green. And I will add, I'm going to increase the size of my marker or paintbrush and add some yellow. See, I have it's actually also, the brush is set to be a little bit of a fuzzy sort of a look. Okay, that'll probably do. So what I'm going to do is distort this top layer, and that will create the wormhole that I'm looking for. So I'm going to go into Filters, and at the very bottom, actually up here, under Distorts, we're going to go to Whirl and Pinch. What this does, it is going to whirl it, as you can see. So I'm going to increase that just by clicking and dragging this over. And it seems to be doing most of my whirling over there, so I'm actually going to increase my radius so that the entire thing is twisting. Okay. So you can see I've sort of got that twist. The pinch I don't really need to worry about. It's kind of has to do with the density. So actually I'll up it a little bit here. Get a little bit more whirl. All right. So here, this is my whirling layer. So this is where I add a new layer because I'm going to need to do that. But I can also do things, duplicate it. So now I have two. Then I could do the same thing again. Going into Filters, Distort, Filters, Distort, Whirl and Pinch. I probably got a little bit too much yellow, I think. That's okay. Click OK. So now what I'm going to be doing is, it's sort of now, it just looks like a twist. And so what I need to do is create an era of nothingness in the middle. So we need to add another layer. So this is just going to go there. And you notice they're all stacking on top of each other. And what I need to do with this one is use a gradient. So this is a gradient over here. And what I need to do is choose the very specific gradient that I want. So I'm looking at my gradient here as a radial, the shape. That's the one I want. A problem I have is I do not want it to go from yellow. So I'm going to change this to be white. So I'm going white to transparent. I'm already gradient. So I'm on my new layer. I'm going to go right into the center. I'm going to pull out. I'm just going to go pretty narrow still. And then I'm going to make a new layer. Click OK. I go right back into the very middle again. This time pull out a little bit further. I'm going to add another layer. Click OK. This time go a little bit further. And by stacking these, that creates the white in the center. Because if I don't, otherwise it doesn't look right. Click OK. And then one more time maybe. This time is a little bit bigger yet. And I'll just click off. Right. So what I'm left with is this white. Now I could also, here, I'll just delete this layer, delete this layer. You could also do with this part of it. I was using with white, the idea of you were going to some sort of a blinding light. But you could just as easily use black. So you would just change this to be black instead. So now I'm going from black to transparent. It's the same idea, still a radial gradient. Go right into the center. Remember the first one, not so big. Add a layer. Click OK. Start in the center. Next one a little bit bigger. New layer. And you kind of just need to keep doing this until that center is pitch black or pitch white, whichever one of the two it is that you need. You can see by layering all these different layers and then using a bit of a fade on the way out, you are left with the idea of it's getting darker as you go down. That is pretty much it. I'll just do one more. Got to give that three-dimensional look. And so what I have is now there is my wormhole. So now that I'm done, what I would need to do is save it. So if I were planning to work on this later, if I had gotten halfway and then needed to work on it again later, I would just save it. And what this is going to do, it would save it as a file, like an XCF file. This is a file that Gimp can open again. Because I'm done, what I'm going to do is actually export it. So when I click export, it's going to default to a PNG. So I would call this wormhole PNG, and then I will put it in my folder, and then I export. And we'll just, this is talking about export as an PNG. You just say yes. That sounds great. There it goes. And it has exported out. If I minimize this and I go into my folder, here is my wormhole picture. And that is how you make a wormhole using Gimp.